Alright, should be live. And as per usual, I do still need to pull up my chat log. There we go, should be good. Holy cow, my tools are working for once. Alright, where we left off, I have to make my way to Area 0. And I only have a rough assumption of what I'm looking at as far as what Area 0 is going to have in store. Is this it right here? Alright, yeah, okay, into this tunnel section. I know it's going to be some sort of... like, they sell it off as being some form of crater. I suspect it's going to be like some sort of paleontologist pseudo kind of dig site. Because it sounds like, at least for the depiction in Scarlet, that it's heading to and unearthing like a long lost section, kind of like a journey to the center of the earth sort of thing. I'm giving it a second before I go in because I want to put my thoughts out there as to what I'm expecting, which, by the way, now that I've put that out there, Journey to the Center of the Earth is a story that has a huge role in my upbringing. Hey Richard, welcome to the stream. How are things going for you? Got Arvin up here. I've got to be honest. When we first met Arvin, I darn near wanted to push him off a cliff, but he has kind of grown into... We get very little with him. What we get is piecemeal, but as his story unfolds, as you see his driving force, why he was so focused on certain things, and Arvin has become one of my favorite Pokemon game characters, probably across the entire franchise. Obviously, he gives us that huge, personal connection. Anyone that's ever had a pet that they've loved dearly, you instantly understand Arvin as far as his drive. When you have a pet and anything ever even remotely becomes even just a momentary panic. No, officer, he fell. It was a random trip and stumble down the cliffside right near the lighthouse, I swear. But it's seeing his character growth, the backstory, the personal connection, the fact that you don't have to give a lot for certain parts of him to be easy to grab for someone, has made Arvin one of my favorite characters they've ever written for the games. We have had many great characters in the Pokemon franchise, but so few get to be so good with so little telling. Many of the greats have a plethora of information about them, and even then it's like, yeah, sure, what you get in the game is one thing, and then you get stuff in the anime, and if you're of a manga mindset, you can even read the manga and get even further details about what kind of character you're dealing with. Arvin right now, we don't have any of that. We've got just the game, and just off of that, I love this character. I've mentioned I like Nimona as well, and I can't remember her name. Was it Aerie of the Team Star was my favorite of the leaders? I legitimately think we've got some of the best characters the Pokemon games have put out in the Scarlet Violet series. Alright, so this is what, the Zero Gate, I think you said? It was made so researchers could try to observe the inside of the great crater of Paldea, what folks call Area 0. It's our ticket down into that crater. Oh, and speaking of the crater, you know that Pokemon of yours, the one I gave you? Area 0 is apparently where Koraidon was born, or something like that. Maybe it'll be happy that it can finally come back home. Not that I really care or anything. Anyway, our two teammates Our two new teammates should be waiting for us inside the Zero Gate. Guess we should head in. Sorry if you hear me breathing heavy. I have been working off and on for like the past 2 hours. A lot of physical labor, so I'm a little worn out. Haven't read the manga, but I played the Pokemon Adventure Red ROM hack, and that alone tells me the manga's... Man, the manga is really dark. There is some serious stuff that goes down in the manga, and one of the things that I've only read through the first arc, the Kanto of the manga. I actually have physical copies of the Kanto and the Johto era. I think I even have the Hoenn, but I'm not sure on that one. I know I have the first two regions. And you legit have, like, people die. There is, like, corruption within the gym leaders even. Some are good, some are bad. It's wild. It's one of those things that if you're okay with experiencing a darker Pokemon story, read the Pokemon Adventure series. Also, there's more than just the adventure tales. One of my favorites that I don't think they ever finished was the Electric Tale of Pikachu. There's a couple of bits in there, but I actually really enjoyed the Electric Tale of Pikachu, and I really wish they got to continue that. More so, the art style in that one was really cool. I think was it Red in that one still? That he had like one of his earlier Pokemon was a Nidorino. Nidorino and Pikachu. Their art style depictions in that manga run were really cool in my opinion. And I think that was also the one that had a giant crazy haunter, which is one of the most terrifying manga panels I can ever think to point to for Pokemon related anything. I'd recommend the Adventure Red ROM hack. To my understanding, it's pretty faithful to the manga, and there are some currently in development for other characters. I also know that you have done some dub-overs, you specifically, Richard, for the Super Effective comic, which is, I think, made by the guy that does VG Cats. I think he has taken those down at this point, which is a darn shame, because that was a series that I absolutely loved. It was very tongue-in-cheek, a lot of common inside jokes. It followed a continued narrative. God, I wish they did. I wish the guy did more of that. My brother actually had the first few issues of Electric Tale of Pikachu when we were kids. He might still have... Ooh. Look, if your brother's ever looking to sell, I might be an interested buyer. I'm just putting that out there. I've been trying to find a few of them, and you can only... Every so often you can find a couple of them on eBay, but I have not been able to find the one I specifically want to get is the one with that Haunter image, man. I want that book just because that single panel. Do you know how like ingrained as a childhood memory something like that has to be? For you to say a single page on an entire manga book is the entire reason I want just that manga. Like that is a picture I could probably, God, it would be terrible to do, but like cut that out and frame that bitch. Like for some reason that picture sticks out in my brain so much and I loved it. Anyways, back to the game. Whoa, kind of dark in here. Hola, Ian. Arvin said there'd be tons of strong Pokemon, so here I am. Once she heard she'd get to battle awesome Pokemon, she was here in a second. You're an annoying little pest at the academy, but I guess you could come in handy for this. Spoken like a guy who wants to get beaten in a battle. But more importantly, why is it so dark? And where are the awesome Pokemon? You promised awesome Pokemon! Yeah, it is weird that the lights are off. The last time I was here, the electricity was up and running, but now... I mean, obviously there was electricity in the building, it just not everything was powered on. But why are the lights on now? That's because I turned them on. Yeah, you had to go find the light switch, it's kind of a thing. Seems like they were on power saving mode. I hacked into the system controls and overrode the settings. Again, I don't think that's necessarily needed. It's power save mode. The fact that you could read that implies to me that something was unlocked somewhere. You probably just had to hit, like, toggle that off. Done. Oh, it's you, the kid with the fluffy Eevee bag. God, I want that Eevee bag. You know at some point Nintendo is, or the Pokemon Company, because technically not Nintendo, but at some point they are gonna make that exact bag and put it up on the Pokemon Center website, charge an arm and a leg for it, and god damn it, I'm probably going to pay that price. I want that bag. Well, hey, we never actually got to talk. I'm Nimona. I'm in Class 1A. You must be some kind of tech whiz. Do you like Pokemon battling too? You talk like way too much. The director introduced us. When you need someone good with tech, she's a no-brainer. Anyway, Penny here also agreed in a second when she heard it was to help Ian. Well, I'm not really the adventuring type, but I owe you, Ian, and I pay my debts. Respect it. She's surprisingly old-fashioned. And of course everyone knows me, Arvin. My loves include my Mabastiff, cooking, and, okay, I get it, we can slow it down here, but I understand. We all love Mabastiff. Ian would be like Nikki G trying to get a Patamon t-shirt for that Eevee bag. Look, we don't talk about how high the pile of bodies would be for me to get that Eevee bag. We do, however, talk about how high the pile of bodies was for Nikki to get that Patamon shirt. What was it? She, like, killed 3 kids in one scene? You know, the game can portray what it wants, but we all know what really happened. Biometric identification in progress. Hello, Ian. I've been expecting you. Mommy Sada! And it seems you've gathered a group of formidable allies as well. Sorry? Who are you? Watch Arvin just be like, yeah, there it is. That's my mom. Probably. That's Professor Sada. Nimona, student ID 805C001. And Penny, student ID 803B121. I thank you for coming. Oh, of course, Professor. Oh my gosh, it's such an honor to meet you in person. I mean, not in person, but Arvin, did you tell your mom about us? When would I have done that? To begin with, I'd like to ask you all to make your way down to the Great Crater of Paldea. You can reach the lower chamber using the elevator you can see to your right. Mom? Look, he says mom in a very different context to me. Understand that up front. Please, proceed below. I understand my place in the hierarchy. I have said it from the very beginning. Are they not on good terms? Well, must not be. Yeah, parental issues. Very relatable. Legit though, Richard, I have thought about seeing if I can find like a Patamon t-shirt just to get one and post it into her what do they call that? Into her Discord. At this point, it is like one of my favorite running gags. I'm not even sure if it's a running gag, I just refuse to let it die. Alright, biometric identification in progress. Identities confirmed. access granted to the lower level. Ooh, it opened for us automatically. Not quite. Looks like someone's controlling this thing remotely. Once you step through, you will be above Area 0. Ian, you have brought Koraidon with you? Yes, Mommy Sada. I brought him. I thank you for bringing it with you. If you utilize Koraidon's gliding capabilities, you should be able to descend into the depths. So we're skydiving with Koraidon. I'm okay with that. Wait, isn't there like an elevator or something? And did you say Koraidon can fly? No. He falls with style, like Buzz Lightyear. When you reach the bottom, I will get in touch once again. I hope your trip is uneventful. And railroading into people into stuff, just like always. Thanks, Ma. Oh, I can't wait to see what Pokemon live down in Area 0. Let's go! She doesn't have a Koraidon. Hold on! Did Nemona just straight up just jump off? God, I love that! Nemona's just like, yo, I've got strong Pokemon of my own. Just like, I'm just picturing her running right out, full on cliff diving, no safety equipment, and just throwing out like a bird Pokemon or something because, look, she's got to land safely somehow, but just the absolute balls on that move. That girl, is she like incapable of fear or what? I don't know, but I respect it. I guess we better go too. I don't know how you got down there before, Arvin, but... Oh, damn it! God, I was hoping she just, like, we'd have the other two and she'd just already be gone. That would be some funny shit. Well, I can't ride it. Okay, I just had to walk forward one more step. Alright, Ian. You ready for the worst? I mean, how bad can it really be? Look, I have trained up some beefy, powerful Pokemon here, so I have minimal fear? I have questions, but minimal fear. Get out that Pokemon of yours and we'll be off. I still legit just... my headcanon is Nemona just peaced out. She just ran off and jumped. I don't care how not true it is. That is true in my heart. What's the matter with it? Huh. Scared of heights? Well, no wonder. Okay, I was gonna say, I question how scared of heights it could be, but, this is technically much higher than any other... Uh-oh! It is going off without me. And of course we're the only one not riding Koraidon. I love these. Man, after my personal beef with Sword and Shield, and then, look, I had a lot of fun with the Diamond and Pearl remakes, but once I did the Nuzlocke, I don't even think I beat the other one, and I bought both versions. It was just, you know, obviously a game I've gone through before and didn't grab enough interest for me because it didn't provide enough new stuff. After coming off of the backs of both of those games, I get it. This game is buggy. People are not wrong about that. It's got frame rate issues and it chugs like a train sometimes, and not in a good way. But there is just something like conceptually great with what they've done on this game, and I love it. It has been a while since I've had this much absolute fun and joy. Just smiles on my face playing through a Pokemon game. Now I'm back here again. I think I might have died once or twice there. It's okay, Penny. It seems like... You okay, buddy? What's wrong? Did he just go back to his... Yeah, it just chose to go back to its Pokeball. Arven, I don't think this is hunger. I think maybe there's something's happened to him here. Wait a second. Where'd the student council girl run off to? Again, the absolute balls on this woman. I love her. Just takes off everyone. You've got to see this. She's just gone. Area Zero is amazing. Come on already. I guess your ability would be own tempo, huh? 4 humans identified. Condition satisfactory. Vital signs all within normal range. Well, it appears you were able to make the descent without being harmed. Yeah, sure, smooth sailing. Who could possibly complain about a landing like that? Well, that's good to hear. I had concerns you might fall, or, given the crudeness of the only available method of descent. Well, I think your mom's sarcasm detector needs a little tweaking. Huh? You were worried about us? That's sweet. You should now make your way to the Area Zero lab in the deepest part of Area Zero. However, the entrance to the lab is barred by 4 locks, installed in the exterior, which I cannot unlock. Alright, 4 locks, 4 people. We got this. On your way to me, you must visit 4 research stations that were constructed inside the crater. Alright, we got a blue one. Oh, they're all blue, okay. At each station, you will be able to disable one of the locks. Do so as you make your way down. I hope you succeed. Nimona goes to the most dangerous place ever. Also Nimona. Guys, you all stay here. I'm going to go over there by myself and take pictures. I fucking love the energy of this woman. Yes! Let's disable all 4 locks and get into that lab. Sounds like a video gamey when you say it out loud, huh? Come on. Time to find our way to the deepest part of Area Zero. Nimona is just absolutely pumped. Alright, now we can... Ooh, hold up. Hold up. Look, I see things happening, but I see an immediate... I need. Finally, the hoodie. Ooh, level 54? I don't want to take you out. We got a lot of levels on us. Alright, so obviously I'm going to have to work around something different for that. Alright, hopefully we'll be able to find another one down here. Oh, hey, we're actually hanging together with a group, too. That's kind of cool. Can I even... Yeah, okay, Koraidon is just absolutely not happy. Which is a shame. This would be so cool to run around in here. God, look at this! Okay, Corviknight, I hear ya. But I'ma bite ya. Well, you know what? Might be low enough to give a shot. Where's my Ultra Balls? Really should buy more of these, too. Probably should have stocked up before I came down. Hindsight 2020. Alright, that's just to fill out the Pokedex. I don't necessarily need to throw one in my party right now. Frankly, if I was going to, I would probably be looking for a bird Pokemon. I'd be going with the new electric bird. It's another Pokemon that I really enjoy. White Flower. I don't think I've seen one of those yet. Alright, let's see if you shouldn't be super effective, but the critical hit might be enough. Yep, alright. Well, it was worth a shot. Much like the Faraphago. I know that's not its name. Look at this, though. I was trying to look at it before, but this... You know, I gotta say, I do wish the Switch was a little stronger to give me better render distance. But this is beautiful. Look at this. God, that's cool. They're busy. I'm over here just like, look at all the majesty and wonder, and they're out here fighting. Reading the text, it seems like I'm probably on par with Nimona as far as the energy goes. Absolutely wondrous, wanting to fight a lot of the newer Pokemon. Some of these things we've already fought, so we'll just... Alright, yeah. Don't have the type advantage there. And what do we got here? Well, I suppose fresh water is pretty fitting. I thought I saw an item on the floor. It's just the falling down little glimmery goos. Alright, let's see here. Looking at the kind of Pokemon we have, seems like Ash would be a safe one to put out front. I want to find another one of those, what are they called? Faraphagigs or whatever? The Hoodie Boys. Oh, look at that. Nice little rainbow. I didn't pass a station, did I? I'm not even paying attention on buildings. I'm just... This is one of the most beautiful parts of the game, and they have some good scenery in this game, too. Alright, looks like they are reminiscing. Down in the chat below. Unfortunately, it's going a little bit fast for me to read out loud. Yeah, we've all got some cool friendship stories going on. No, okay, it's the middle one that I need to see if I can find. There's the day, the night, and then the, what do they call it, the twilight form of the, it's the evolution of Rockruff. I can't think of what it's called. I don't know offhand when I look at them the differences between the morning and the midday, or the morning and the twilight one. What's the biggest telling sign for me is when you look at him, the twilight form has green eyes. That's what sticks out in my mind. I will say, everybody's got things that like sticks out to them. I keep wanting to ride Koraidon and I can't. But green eyes to me, absolutely beautiful. I know a couple of years back, you know, everybody was all about the blue eyes and so on, but always had my preference. Oh, okay. I was going to say, what just happened? That must be one of the buildings the professor was talking about. Oh yeah, what are they called? Radish rations? I believe you mean research stations. Well, that was close. Yeah, he's got food on the brains. You've got such a great memory, Penny. What's great is my common sense compared to you lot, apparently. Oh! Penny bringing the burn? What the heck is that? I don't know. Looks like a new Pokemon. I'm going to try to catch it. That's a Pokemon that La Primera uses. I didn't know that species could be found in the Great Crater. Come on, Ian. Let's take it on together. I'm not going to say no, but I want to try to do the catching, and I don't know if I can do that if you're alongside me. Alright, let's... Hold on, can I... Okay, I don't even have the option to throw a Pokeball, so I guess this is not when I get to try to catch one of these. Let's go for the dig. Now, we have a running theme between me and Arvin, but I've got too much respect for Nimona. I'm sorry, Nimona. I thought I was, like, needed for something here. She just... The drill run. She just, Gurren Lagann Giga Drilled through that thing. Oh, apparently the anime teased that Ash's, Ash dad... Hold on. Hold the ever-loving fuck on. We're finally gonna know anything about Ash's dad. Ash's dad had already left the location Ash was supposed to meet him at when Ash got... God! No! Shit! No! I was so hyped reading that. I was... Damn it! I am going to have to look into that, though. I am very curious what little information we might possibly get about Ash's dad, if anything. I have not been following what they've been doing with the anime right now. I know they're doing the last 6 episode wrap up or whatever it was. I'm keeping myself in the dark. I'm probably just going to binge watch it all at once. But that is something to look forward to. Are there going to be a lot more of these rare Pokemon down here, you think? Nimona, I expect there's going to be many Pokemon we have not seen down here, and I am super excited for that. Like the Farafago. You think that was something? Please, you've got no idea how terrifying Area Zero really is. Patronizing much? To be fair, the man nearly lost his best friend down here. That is some trauma right there. Easy, you two. Let's just head inside the research station. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get here. Usually, you know, it's the downside of being an adult. In the past, I would be playing a new Pokemon game and it would consume my life until I managed to beat it. Alright, so we can just walk on in. I'm still confused why some people think Ash's mom's Mr. Mime is his dad. Okay. That goes all the way back to an early gag. And the animators, the storyboarders, whoever's in charge of it, have fed into that a little bit with like subtle cues here and there. That it's more just an expanding joke. No, I don't think anybody actually thinks Mr. Mime is Ash's dad. As far as like any attempt at genuine theories go, there's been a couple of them out there. But again, we get so little about Ash's dad that so much raw speculation. I think Ash's dad was referenced early on by his mother, but I think that there was also a section much later on where they met someone who supposedly knew Ash's dad. Again, we got so little information from that other than just he's a Pokemon trainer, he's been around doing things, and other established, very talented people knew him to some degree, had an encounter with him. And the whole Ash's dad, Mr. Mime thing, if you look at it from a perspective of a household, Mr. Mime does a lot of things around the house. I think there are episodes in which he is doing home repairs. I think there are episodes in which he does cooking and cleaning. He does a lot of the cleaning. Kind of in a pseudo stay-at-home dad sort of role. And then you will see Mr. Mime traveling with, what's her name, Delilah? Delilah Ketchum. in a bunch of scenes, and there are even moments where it looks like they might even be holding hands. And so a lot of these things get built up into a fun speculation story. Wow, are these ancient ruins? I I don't think ancient ruins. I think old machinery. They look far too recent for that. Delia catch Delia? Delia Ketchum. I was pretty close with Delilah. I was reaching deep in the memory hole for that one. It appears you have. I think the last time I heard the name expressly spoken was probably during a rewatch of the movie 2000. I think Professor Oak calls her that. Maybe. Man, I am like pulling back layers of just years of brain decay, trying to remember some of that. It appears you have reached your first research station without incident. This facility was constructed 87 years ago as a way station for those surveying Area Zero. So that's why there's a bed. Yeah, no, researchers need a place to sleep. I know, I know a lot of people mock the whole Elon Musk thing about there being beds in an office space. I wish we had that where I was working. Legitimately, when I got hired in, we actually had an exercise location in our office where people could go. Like, you'd eat your lunch, you'd go have a little bit of a workout, walk it off on a treadmill or something. But we also had a futon in that section where you could just go and lay down, crack open a book for 20 minutes out of your lunch break. And no joke, actually having a place to like legitimately lay your head, even just for a few minutes at a workspace. You don't need to be like legit sleeping, but a full-on bed would have been even better than a futon. I'm just saying that I know there's a lot of jokes to be done about that, but I legitimately think that there is a need for an office space to have something like that, even if it's not for people sleeping overnight or anything. So I see a bed here where researchers are, and I know when people get heavy into researches, especially like on location stuff, you're there, man. You're living there. You're there for months. So yeah, it's kind of a funny addition that is very true to life. It looks like we can use this place to rest up if we need to. Ian, if you would be so kind as to disable the first lock on the lab using that central panel. Got it, Mommy Sada. We have two buttons. I assume one says on and the other one says off. You heard the professor. Better press it. Lock disabled. 3 of 4 locks are still active. Well done. Please continue your efforts at the remaining research stations. Arvin, I get it. You've got, like, mommy issues, but, like, she kind of needs some help. Alright, no, we're here for the long haul. It looks like you could get a decent rest on the bed here if you and your team get tired. Although it looks kind of mildewy. Yeah, might Okay, you know how you deal with mildew on a mattress you're going to try to lay down on? If you have access to anything a little bit more decent, put it between you and the sheets. It won't necessarily help with the smell per se, but you can keep it off of your actual skin. So, in the case of what our character's wearing, just gonna throw it out there, take the jacket off, lay it at your head level, curl up, put your hands on the jacket with you, kind of using your hands as your own pillow. You don't have to worry about the mildew getting all like funky all over you, and it's on your outer jacket, the piece of you that is most aerated when you're wearing it afterwards. The smell will dissipate fairly quickly. A bed at work would only be an issue if one of your employees usually oh my god. Okay. I know there's this whole thing about, like, office etiquette, but when you get really comfortable with a lot of the people you work with, sometimes a lot of that gets to be gray area. And I'm just imagining a guy walking in and just doing that. What the hell is on the floor there? Why is there a great ball here? I didn't mean to talk to you again, Nimona. I'm curious why the hell there's a great ball in the center of this. Is that supposed to be here? Was that cast in the concrete? Why is that there? Anyways, sometimes you can get a little too comfortable with some people, and I'm just imagining walking in on someone just laying naked on there, and you just casually, like, toss your hat over their genitalia to cover up. I'm sorry, that's where my brain immediately went, because I know a couple of people that would have those kind of interactions. But then I got distracted by random Pokeball existing in the floor of a research facility that becomes a huge hazard. You can't even run machines over it without breaking it. I wanted to check out the other rooms, but the doors are busted. So yeah, this is going great. Arvin, you okay? I wonder if my mom ever worked here. Look, she seems to know a fair bit about this stuff. I don't know if it would be fair to say she worked here, but I would say she probably stopped in from time to time. But yeah, having like a legitimate rest space for your employees, although not, something that you would want to say is like, oh, you're going to be sleeping there, is something of a potential employee benefit. Something small and decent. Kind of like when some places do ping pong tables. I'll be honest, I would take a bed over a ping pong table any day of the week. Except maybe Fridays. Friday evening ping pong sounds like a fun thing. Alright, so we're getting a little bit more about Arvin and his family relationships with his mom. Again, I'm not reading it right now, just because it does pass by pretty quickly, and I'd probably only get half of the lines out. Penny, we've already introduced ourselves! At this point, like, the nicknames are just a thing. Accept them. When you really start to get to know people, nicknames just happen. Mine's Santa with a lot of my friends. My brother is Merrick. That comes from the Little Karibo version of Merrick and Bakura, of which our friend Caleb is the counterpoint to that Merrick Bakura dynamic. So, if my brother's Merrick, you can obviously figure out who Bakura is. We've got Austin, aka Moose. And oddly enough, Tyler and Jacob don't have nicknames. However, it has become commonplace that as part of a joke, their nicknames are just swap their names with each other. So, Penny, take Pipsqueak as a term of endearment rather than something to be called out every time. Ooh, okay, so Arvin is hinting at some sort of unique creature down this way. Whatever it was, really messed up Mabastiff, so I've got two schools of thought here. I can come down here and mess up whatever it was as a revenge for Mabastiff, which a part of me kind of understanding. The other side of my brain says, yeah, but if it's strong, I want it, and I want to catch it. So, two schools of thought. One, very, very murder hobo-y. The other one, very much more traditional Pokemon trainery. So, we'll see what ends up happening. Why was there a go back up prompt? Are we that close to something getting ready to absolutely wreck house? I mean, Arvin said he made it this far, so there's probably going to be something that comes into play in a major way in like the next intersection. Oh, okay, can I go around this? Alright, yeah. I was wondering if I would have to be able to ride on Koraidon and maybe make a hop or something. That's something they haven't done a lot of that I'm glad they didn't, but they laid out the possibility of it for an option. And that would be doing certain... What's the term I'm looking for? Platforming. Doing some riding Pokemon platforming in this game. They totally could have done that, and like they could have done it and even done it well. And it's just the kind of thing that, given the context of this game, of the franchise, would be mildly out of place and kind of annoying. So I'm really glad they didn't, but they gave us the full tool set to do it ourselves if we so choose. I think when you're talking about a game that focuses on exploration, if it's not intentionally about trying to get to places you're really not supposed to, giving it an option as a tool set rather than a mandatory thing is a really good way to go about it. Well, alright, there's the next research facility. I still can't get over how absolutely beautiful this place is, even looking up now. I thought it was good, you know, looking down into the crater, but look at that. That is some beautiful scenery at play. I mean, it's very low rendered, given the distance it's got to go. But you can still look out at it and just understand what went into making this. Setting this up, like I can only imagine that some of the concept art for what this was going to look like has got to be beautiful. I'm one of those guys that actually does very much like video game concept art. Same thing with movies. If you look at some of the ideas for what they wanted, like scene layouts to be like for Jurassic Park's one that I'm familiar with, some of that stuff is just so fascinating to look through. The second research station. About time, too. I actually have some concept art for the Ys series from Falcom. I've got a couple other, you know, concept art booklets that I really enjoy. I think I have some sketchwork somewhere. Yes, I do have a book that references the design of the Dot Hack franchise, another series that means a whole lot to me. Whew. All right, let's head in and maybe take a breather. I thought you'd have a bit more stamina, student council. I'm just full of surprises. That wasn't a compliment, you know. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to... Oh! That ain't a Jigglypuff! It's good to see a nice familiar Pokemon down here, too. I don't... That is not... Hold up. Penny? Watch yourself. Pooh. Ah, okay, there we go. Go from Pooh to Paraga. And I think it's battle time. Yep, can do. Put my drink down there. I've been meaning to try to take a sip of it, but I get rattling off about story time and trying to continue on through the game. Whoa! Okay, day-night cycle. Someone hit the power switch to the sun. And now it's gone. Okay, it's not a day-night cycle. The shadow just immediately disappeared. I'm sorry? Screamtail? I didn't even check the name of that. Okay, seriously, game, if you're... Figure out what you're doing with your shadows, okay? That's really pulling me out of the moment. Right, no type advantage. Whatever is causing it, it seems to happen when my turn rolls around. Seriously, what was that? Darn thing scared me half to death. Well, it was definitely kind of ferocious for a Jigglypuff, wasn't it? Jigglypuff sings to put you to sleep. Screamtail screams to wake you up. Oh my... Screamtail is just the death metal version of Jigglypuff. Shit, now I want one really bad. That is officially now my understanding of the difference between Jigglypuff and Screamtail. One is all about like mommy sing you lullaby energy, and the other one is death metal dad. Come on, let's get inside already. One more jump scare like that and I'm done for. Yeah, okay, come on. Having a little bit of trouble loading my controls back in game? Well, this looks pretty much the same as the first research station. At least from the outside looking in. I'm sure once you dive deep into what's going on here, they have slightly subtle, different things at play that we will never know about because that is irrelevant to what we're doing here. Seems like wild Pokemon don't come in here. Hey, we should be safe to catch our breath. Nimona, are you okay? You're really focusing on like the whole catching your breath thing. Seriously, what's with this place? That Pokemon. I know it was really cool. I get it, Penny. I've been wondering about that myself. I think maybe that Pokemon was one of these. What's that book? Okay, yeah, we ran into, Didn't we fight one of those out in the field? So we weren't even in Area 0, and I think we came across one of those. So they aren't actually Pokemon. I don't really know. Look, it fought like a Pokemon. It looked very Pokemon-like. I know that we have had other things that weren't really Pokemon that were kind of Pokemon. Look, they're all Pokemon to me. I don't care what label you're gonna throw on it, Nimona. What do you think, Ian? I think they're Pokemon, but I think there's a twist to them, and I like this twist because caveman brain happy. Screamtail is just the Pelkay of the Pokemon world, then. I finally got Rocket League working. Had to reset my PC, but 99% of the things were on other drives that didn't... Oh, when you mean reset your PC, do you mean like I can't imagine you mean a reinstall. God, I hope Rocket League wasn't messed up that bad. Anyways, Dem, welcome to the stream. Glad you've got Rocket League working. Hopefully the issues are wrapped up and no longer being problematic, because that sounds like a nightmare to go through. Oh god, what game was it recently I was trying to get working? Cyberpunk 2077. I started playing that one again recently as well. I picked up a bunch of other games at the Steam sale. I only remember a couple offhand that I'm looking forward to playing, and for whatever reason, when I went to install Greedfall, Cyberpunk was like listed off on the left under my favorites tab, and I was just like, man, Like, I kind of want to play Greedfall again. I played it on the PS4? Yeah, PS4. And I was like, yeah, I kind of want to play it again. Bought it on PC. And then I look over at Cyberpunk and it was just like, yeah, but I never did all the side missions. And when I went to relaunch it, it was just borked beyond belief. So I had to completely reinstall the game. Never a fun time. Anyways, back to gameplay. Yeah, same. I mean, they look different, sure, but they use moves and battle just like the Pokemon we know. I suppose the time has come for an explanation. Yes, Mommy Sada, please give an explanation. Some of the life forms that you see residing within Area Zero are ancient Pokemon that lived in the distant past, long lost to us. Ancient Pokemon? That's awesome. I agree, Nimona. Big hype energy about caveman brain Pokemon. Again, caveman brain happy. Oh, come on. There's no way that's possible. The Zero Lab, where I'm located, contains a... let's call it a time machine. It summons the ancient Pokemon to this place. Okay, so... Mommy Sada, I understand that you're like, hey, we busted out some big time machine energy. Okay, maybe it's because I've seen Jurassic Park, but it doesn't seem like the smartest thing to just be like, so we have this machine, we could go ourselves and go investigate things and you know, do the whole scientific-y mumbo-jumbo that way. Instead, we're gonna bring them here. Do we see the problem here? There's an entire franchise built around the idea of that being a terrible idea. And with that said, it is a movie franchise that I absolutely adore and I'm 100% on board. Let's do this. So the thing that my mom spent forever researching down here, she actually got it working. Indeed, though the cost was catastrophic. The cost? Hold on. But a time machine? You mean you can actually travel to and from the past? It is theoretically possible to travel to the past. However, for a being such as a human, it would not be possible to return to the present. Well, that's horrifying. Okay, but let me put it. Let me put this out there. You go to the past. You do all the stuff that you're gonna do. You spend your entire life researching things, and you leave all of it in a time capsule to be found in this location when you just go dig it up. You set up your research facility, you go and you do all the things you're gonna do, right? You send the people back to the past, and then you leave your research facility, go 10 feet north, start digging into the ground, and you find your time capsule. Big brain. Sure, the people go back and they kind of, they're there to do what they do. But for huge leaps in mankind's civilization, we have been willing to make those calls before. If you don't know, when we first sent man to the moon, the entire original plan of that mission was that they were going to be marooned on the moon and die there. The original plan was like that just might very well be a thing that happens, and they took on that mission and said, yeah, but we'll get to be the first people on the moon. We will do what we're gonna do, and that's got so much more meaning to anything else. The kind of people that take on those missions, God, the biggest of balls on those people. Mad respect. All right, now I've got some chats to catch up on before we get going. My favorite Pokemon is the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Thanks for that, Richard. I've had to do it a few times, so I keep things on my second and third drives. I do the same thing, Dem. I've got, I think I have 2 or 3 internal hard drives, and then I've got 3 external hard drives. My external hard drives are for a lot of the stuff that I have that is just long-term storage. Music files, pictures, movies, things like that. And my internal drives are for a lot of my more constantly accessed things that require faster read-write speeds. They move in battle just like Pokemon. The internet has one more question. If they, oh, okay, Richard. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The internet wants to know. You're not wrong. But here, I've spent too much time on Reddit. Fair enough. Well, that's horrifying. Mom, why did you call us here to Area Zero? Arvin? If possible, I would like us to speak when we can meet face to face. It will be easier for you to understand once you can see the situation for yourself. Okay! We're dropping some heavy weights right now. Now then, Ian, please, use the central panel here and disable another lock on my lab. I don't like where this is going. This is taking very dark turns very quickly. Well done. Please, continue your efforts at the remaining research stations. Hey, Ian? You know that book she told me to bring? I think it's got something to do with this place. Or more like, everything to do with this place. But I'm not the one she expects to fix whatever all this is. You are. I think you should be the one to carry it. Arvin, thank you, but also, I don't know. There's a symbolic meaning to you being involved with this. A record of the expedition that the author Heath went on with within the great crater of Paldea. The book has the name Sada written on it in clumsy handwriting. Take care of me. Take care of it for me, okay? Things are getting very heavy very quickly. I can't believe I got to battle Pokemon from a whole different era. This is incredible! I'm so glad I came here with you. God, Nemona is like a spiritual representation in this game. Seriously, a time machine? Feels like we just stumbled into a sci-fi novel or something. By the way, I actually put on my Twitter a while back a fun video that I found that someone had done doing character deep dives of Nemona. I think the same person did one for Arvin, but I have not watched it yet. Not to its entirety. I got like 30 seconds in and I was like, yo, there's something to this and I don't want to have spoilers. But the Nemona one was where I am in the story, free of spoilers. If you have some interest into people doing some deep dives into character analysis, I'd recommend checking those videos out. Nemona, of course, just has the most normal of basic parents. Grab some items. Grab the items on my way down. They're bound to be useful. I doubt they're going to put anything just pointless in this area. I say that and watch me just like grab an X attack or something. Well, okay, you know, better than like an X accuracy, but really though, I didn't look over. Okay, yeah, okay. Wanted to make sure there wasn't any shiny Pokemon as a part of that group. Unfortunately, I found the 3 that I've done so far, but I haven't found any more. So right now it does look like when we do wrap up, if anybody has any interest in getting the shiny Pokemon in my boxes, they will be up for grabs. PP up, my favorite item. Look, everyone, I get it, Dem. When you get older, eventually you need to access the PP up. I'm not there yet. Give me another 10 years. We'll see what happens. But I get it. We respect the need for it to exist. Alright, we got another one out here. I think I've only stopped at 2 so far. I don't think I've inherently just ran past any of them yet. Okay, spooky cave dwelling. I know I saw another one further back, but that one didn't scream to me as being like next in line per se. It was still quite a bit out of sight. Alright, we got a big open field here. Old school Doug Trio! Oh, I completely forgot to mention anything about that. You're right, this is technically the first stream of the new year. So, thank you very much for that, Dem, and again, to you as well. Happy New Year. And same thing to Richard and anybody else who decides to stop in later and watch this after the fact. And apparently, too strong for old school Doug Trio. It couldn't take the hit. Clear out that field as I work my way through. Still, it seems like we can't... Yeah, Koraidon is still too uncomfortable. However, at this point, we've managed to fight 2 of these ancient Pokemon. I can't help but ask, if we fought off 2 so far, eventually it seems like Koraidon would be a little bit more confident in our abilities to be here, and maybe that will start letting it open up, and we can deal with whatever issues we have in this area. Okay, that is clearly something to climb up towards. Unfortunately, we don't have access to Koraidon, so we can't make use of that. Yo, I totally overlooked that when we were on the floor. But looking at it from up here, that is absolutely some sort of crazy pattern. That is not nature made. These are some like ooh, hold up. One of the new ones. Get over here. These are some like some Nazca lines going on here. Which I actually first ever became familiar with playing, what was it? I think overseas it had a different name. So I'm trying to... Here it was Illusion of Gaia on the Super Nintendo. I think overseas it was Illusion of Time. But anyways, in it, it's a old school high fantasy RPG like game, but you actually end up visiting several real world references, mythology references. And I know that the Nazca Lines was one of the earlier places that you get to go see. And that was when I first became experienced to the concept of that. Really fun game if you ever want to play some old retro action RPG-like games. It's not a turn-based RPG like most older RPGs were. It's probably one of the earlier representations of decent action RPGs. I tried to forget to say Happy New Year if it isn't January 1st anymore. My bad. No, I totally get it, Richard. I was kind of in the same mind space. PP up is also something you can... Richard, that was my whole joke. That was the whole context of my joke. This Pokemon has characteristics similar to those of Fluttermane. Oh, okay, a creature. I was gonna say it. Why would you say that this Pokemon is Fluttermane? It has characteristics similar to Fluttermane. It's that's like a dictionary using the word to define the word. It doesn't help anything. Anyways, it's very clearly an ancient Mismagius or whatever it is, Misdreavus. I'd imagine because it's like bigger and beefier, a part of me wants to say it's down the ancient Mismagius rather than Misdreavus, but who knows? Old school Pokemon and time travel? Time travel makes everything weird. Richard is just too base to care that. Yeah, no. I appreciate that interpretation. Richard is just so base. He was like, I don't care that you made the joke. Fuck you, I'm gonna do it myself. I see that you were eating dinner, but I much more like Dem's interpretation of things. Richard coming in with that big dick energy. Fuck you, it's my joke now. I'm gonna say it, it's gonna be even funnier than when you said it. And yes, that was a double entendre based on the name Richard. So, if you want to take that joke as well, by all means. I'm sure it's one you've heard before. Alright, another research station. Arvin, you're getting a little pumped up. At this point, I'm worried that you're getting excited about finding them now. Nice. We get to chill for a minute. Something's going to jump out at us again. 100% guaranteed. Oh, Penny, such a worrywart. But is she wrong? Again, I stand by what I said. Is she wrong, though? Wait a sec. This is just like that Titan Pokemon we saw. It is, see? I knew I had the brain memory to think of the thing that happened. So it was an ancient Pokemon all along. Whoa, you've battled one of these before, Arvin? It looks seriously strong. Could it be stronger than the Titan version? Yeah, well, Ian and I are old pros when it comes to Titans. Leave this to us. Okay, but Arvin, you understand there's a thing that must happen here, right? Like, I'm sorry, but the gods have spoken. No! 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 Hold on! No! Throughout every battle, I have seen to it that, or I have tried to see to it, that Arvin's Pokemon get fucked up. As a bit of a running gag. I cannot do that to Mabastiff. I refuse. They've kryptonited me. Like, I refuse. I will not do it. Too much love for the Mabastiff storyline. Mabastiff would take it like a champ. I'm not saying he wouldn't. I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm just saying I have too much of an emotional attachment. My bleeding heart. And now it's burned, so lower attack, which is good. Look at it. Mabastiff has got so much Chad energy. It sees this thing out here, and it's just like, yo, I'm just going to play with that thing. You don't fuck with that kind of energy, guys. The Mabastiff love has broken me. Oh, there's actually a theory that Graveyard is basically a I understand that, and it breaks my heart, Richard. So I ignore that for the time being. Much like how originally the Mimikyu storyline broke my heart. Pokemon breaks hearts. Again, I said it in that in the moment when we found out about Mabastiff. You put a dog in a video game and you used it to hurt me. See that? Victory's ours. Maybe the one we saw when we were searching out the Herba Mystica came down here? I don't know if it was that one in particular, but okay. You two got to meet one of these Pokemon before our crater get together? Jealous? If we've got things from literal ancient times roaming around Paldea, that's the major problem. Again, Jurassic Park. Isn't Professor Sada doing anything to keep them under control? How could she let this happen? Again! Jurassic Park. Yeah, right. Because it's not like, oh, so brilliant Professor Sada ever messes up. Come on, Ian. Let's get into that research station. Again, you put a dog in any form of fiction, the person making use of that dog is going to find a way to hurt you with it. Movies, books, TV shows, plays, I don't care what it is, you are going to be hurt by that dog somehow, and it's going to be all in the heart. And made it to station number 3. How we doing after all that walking and battling and whatnot? Anyone need a rest? Huh. You feeling rough, Penny? No, it's not that. I've just been thinking, ever since the professor mentioned that time machine. The Pokemon here in Area 0 came to our time from the past, right? So what about Koraidon? Isn't it pretty likely that it's also one of those ancient Pokemon? Probably. Okay, so I have a running theory. I think, hear me out, we have those Cyclizars right now, right? What if Koraidon in its timeline is just as common as Cyclizar is in this timeline? Not too uncommon, not wildly rare, not very weak or anything, but also not necessarily the strongest thing that was around at the time either. What if Koraidon is just the ancient form of Cyclizar? Then we have the modern Cyclizar that over years and years and years, and the adaptation and the involvement of higher technology and the way that the Pokemon adapts to this high-tech future world, becomes Miraidon in Violet. Just putting some thoughts together right now. I think you're onto something. It is kind of giving off ancient vibes. Even its name sounds pasty. No, Nemona, that's a pasty, and that is a fairly delicious like pie turnover kind of thing. Huge thing in Michigan. We have a whole like season built around people stocking up on pasties. Wait a sec, I totally forgot. Hey Arvin, you had Koraidon's ball, and you told us about its form in the first place. You must know something about it, right? You still remember that from way back? No wonder you're everybody's little star pupil. Well, I guess I've got no choice then, but to tell you what I know. That Pokemon Koraidon, that is, it was found by my mom when she was working on her time machine. I believe it would be best for me to take over the explanation at this point. Professor? Koraidon, which I entrusted to Ian, was the first Pokemon that was successfully retrieved from the past by that time machine. Seriously? Though analysis of its genetic makeup, as well as its behavioral patterns, I came to realize that I had discovered what is in fact an ancient form of Cyclizar! I was big braining! I'm proud of myself. The Pokemon still commonly written in this region. Well, that makes sense, I guess. They do look alike. Many other Pokemon also came to this place from across the boundaries of time, but I was never able to bring over more than 2 specimens of Koraidon. Oh, is that why our Koraidon's all skittish? There's a bigger, meaner, beefier Koraidon? You mean there's another one somewhere? What if they're family? The other one could still be somewhere in Area Zero, waiting to finally be reunited with our Koraidon. A heartwarming family reunion? Exactly. Imagine how thrilled they'll be if we can get their family back together after all this time. Well, our Koraidon doesn't seem overly excited about the area, so not fully sold on the nice happy ending. If we could proceed, Ian, please disable the next lock using the central panel. Yes, Mommy Sada. By the way, can I read these books? Our time machine research has yielded a triumph, a Pokemon from the ancient past. I've named it Koraidon. I was expecting one new life of treasure, but what fortune to be blessed with this gift as well. Hold on, I want to reread that last page again. Well done. Only one remains now. Please continue on the final research station. All right, one more to go, but before that, let me. I was expecting one new life to treasure, but what fortune to be blessed with this gift as well. I think she's talking about Arven here. There is some reason that, in part, portrays not her disappearing, because obviously she came and went all the time, but it seems from what we've gathered from Arven that it was way worse in more recent time, and this last moment was a very long stretch of time. There is obviously a reason she couldn't come home. Obviously they're trying to make this way darker as a build-up than I initially thought going in. I think her and Arven's squabble isn't as rooted in necessarily not as rooted in bad or absentee parenting as initially thought. Just picking up on context clues. And I think we're going to... We've already had the animal pain. Now we're going to have the parent pain. The game's not done hurting us yet. You can leave any wild Pokemon up to me. I'll have him beat in no time sweat so we can march on. These plot twists really tug at the heartstrings. Penny, stop making me see that I am probably gonna be right. If that other Pokemon really is the only family it has left in the world, it must want to be together again, right? Again, Arven, we're seeing similarities between you and your mom play out in what is laid out as a possible interpretation for the situation Koraidon's in. Nimona. So, Koraidon really is an ancient Pokemon. Ian, call it out right now. I need to throw hands with this thing. Alright, here's another shot to catch one of these. And I've really got to dial back the raw power we swing at it. Alright, don't like any of those. Do we have anything that's not effective? Yeah, it has no effect. Alright, I think our best shot to be able to catch it is with Arcana. Probably Metal Claw, because it's the weakest move. Pokemon games nowadays be like, oh, you just want to make your opponents die? Well, we're about to make you die. Inside. Emotionally. Good luck. Look, emotional damage is a very effective tool. And I've got to say, I kind of respect the Pokemon Company and Nintendo's ability to pull on that skill set in recent years. Falling asleep to Ian's any percent speed run. Oh my god, Dodge. I am probably the only person left on the planet who has yet to beat the game. that has it already. Let me put that stipulation on it. There's plenty of people who want to play it and just don't have the game yet. But I am... If this could be qualified as a... Ooh, okay, game throwing Pokeballs under the world again. There is not a fitting world in which this could be referred to as a speedrun, but I appreciate the idea. I want to catch you! Let me catch you! The problem is if I swing at it, it's going down, and I don't want it to die. I very much want this Pokemon. I love the Hoodie Girafarig. I'm sorry, Farigiraf. Girafagoo. Whatever you want to call it. Anyways, Dodge, I left it out because I am distracted by a giraffe that refuses to stay in the Pokeball. Alright. Yep, I had to figure out whether it was going to work or not. How are things going? How was your stream? Did you get a good following run? Because the ant trial was a bit rough. But you made it through. All you had to do was, stop using ants. Also, a fun fact about the battle theme, it's slightly different in both versions. Scarlet has more bass and percussion. Violet has more synth. Ooh, I didn't know about the differences. I will probably be experiencing that when I do my Nuzlocke in Violet. Also, I meant I'm falling asleep. I kind of assumed that's what you were going off of. You did just wrap up, a several-hour stream yourself? I know I get tired after a couple of hours. I can imagine where you're at. You have been playing through that inscription quite a bit lately, and I've got to say... Come here, you. Anyways... You've been playing Inscription quite a bit lately, and I gotta say, it's a very, very enjoyable game to watch. Kind of got me thinking I might try to pick it up myself. Okay, I think Fire Fang's a 95% accuracy, so... Again, if it's not 100, it's 50. Okay, that's nice and weak. I will take that all day long. The other move I've got to kind of weigh against the absolute beating this thing is going to give me is Extreme Speed. I don't want to do too much damage. I want one of these. Yeah, you're throwing toxic spikes everywhere. I'm really hoping I don't have to put up with that for too long. Alright, but looking at how these went, I think I'm safe to drop a Thunder Fang. There we go. Okay, Thunder Fang's going to be the way to go. Yeah, I did the run and then another run. Turns out the best insect deck is full of wolves. Look, I could have told you that, man. The best insects are the ones that are not insects. As much fun as the insect card art is in Yu-Gi-Oh!, that's fairly well shown that insect decks... Well, in the real world, it's very different. Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth was good fun back in the day, and what was it? The Needleworm is crucial in any mill deck. However, personally, I hate playing mill decks or playing against mill decks. When this Pokemon detects danger, it will open up its crystalline petals and fire beams from its... It's just a big laser beam, boy! Glamour is firing his lasers! Okay, Gibble, you watch that play out, right? Are you sure you're down for this? I don't think you're down for this. And then we've just got Dunsparces upon Dunsparces down here. However, we are entering an area where we should probably swap out. Richard, we're in a cave. I know you're supposed to be in water, but let's be real here. You thrive in situations like this. I think the only competitive insect deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! At the minute is Beat Troopers or Bee Troopers. I haven't been into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! In quite some time. Bee Troopers is not one that I'm familiar with. What are you little baby things? Are they different forms of the same Pokemon? Or is it that when it stops moving it opens up? I gotta say, I very much enjoy just how absolutely in the dark I am, because I really get to start questioning everything I come across. Get to make my own speculations, and figure out how absolutely ignorant I can be. Alright, there were a few more of those guys. Any of them run off, or did they all, like, full-on disappear? Every new location in this Area 0 section is absolutely beautiful. And I've said it already, I'm going to keep saying it. I understand there's a huge limitation on the power of the Switch. Very unfortunate. But look at this! Nemona's right! Gorgeous crystals, all the way to the bottom. I want to see the concept art for this game. One slip and we can kiss our short lives goodbye. Good call. Watch your step. So the professor's down there somewhere, waiting for us. And that's fine. Totally fine. Alright, team. Watch yourselves. Let's get to the bottom of this thing. I am really nervous about the curveball I am starting to see coming. Have you seen any of the Paradox pokes yet, except for the Titan Donphan? Yes, we ran into the Paradox Jigglypuff that we just saw in the field a second ago here as well, that I want to catch, and I need to think of like a heavy metal. I'm gonna wait for a bit. I'm gonna think for some like heavy metal guitarist or singer or something, because I said it when we first ran into it. Jigglypuff is often portrayed as the mommy singing you lullaby energy, and then we saw this other thing that, what was it called, like Screamtail or something like that. You have mommy lullaby and screamo daddy, and I love the I love the jump between the two. This place looks unreal. Maybe there really is treasure down here, like all the stories say. Yeah, this place is like something from a whole other world. Makes you feel like maybe you already died and went somewhere. Arvin, man, slow down a little, please. Is it just me, or do these crystals here give off the same glow as the Pokemon terrestrialize? There's got to be some sort of connection. Only one way to find out. Come on, everybody. Let's keep moving. We've got to go all the way down. Alright, so finally I can have camera control again. Immediately go take another look. God, it is just so cool looking at, though. Also, you, over here. I'll come up with a name and throw something into it later. Oh, they don't have gender, so I don't have to worry about male or female. for what I name it. Knowing that, I can reuse a name that I've referenced before. One of the big female singers that my parents listen to, and as a result is one that sticks in my brain. Joan Jett. Enters the Area Zero Screamtail off in the distance. Welcome to the jungle! That was terrible, and I'm sorry. Point is, I already know what name I'm giving Screamtail. Joan Jett, I think it was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. And I don't remember if it's 2 N's or not. I'm gonna say that it wasn't. And send it to the box. Also, I can't help but see Hisui and Zoroark every time I look at Screamtail. I can kind of see it. Alright, pop off an Ice Fang here and just deal with this dragon. There you go, that's Richard for you, just walking in, eating dragons. I keep wanting to get on Koraidon. I want that little bit more speed. But Koraidon is having some emotional turmoil right now. I gotta say, I am a terrible friend to Koraidon, though. Koraidon comes in here and it's just like, everything is terrifying and I am beyond sad. And I am just like, yo, but come on. No? Come on. No? Okay, how about now? Come on. Yes, we did also see the Mischievous one that's down here as well that I see flying around. I've already caught one. Really cool looking. Come Koraidon these nuts. Yeah, okay, yeah. Got me. I saw it. I read it. I knew what it was. I didn't care. You see a comment come in like that, gotta give it the respect it's deserved. Let's murder another one of these while I'm here. Look, Gabite, you're good experience. And frankly, it's been too long since I've murdered something. Ooh, okay, definitely got to get one of these extended Dunsparces. I think Nimona had one of these, didn't she? Alright, the Ice Fang wasn't too bad. As long as we don't crit, Richard, I'm looking at you. As long as we don't crit, should be good to catch this one now. Gotta call that out because I swear to God, I think Richard's the one who said it before. They always come when you don't want them. Whoops. Okay, yeah, she did have one. So, I think I said in one of my earlier streams that I knew that there was something going on with Dunsparce, but I had no idea what it was. I so desperately wanted to love the Dunsparce evolution. And frankly, they could have done worse, that's true. But I was really hoping for absolute Giga Chad Dunsparce. Give us like the like a dragon ground type Dunsparce. Unfortunately, we did not get that. I don't know, I kind of like it. Again, it could have been way worse, so we definitely fell in a mild, comfortable location for the evolutionary line. I just wanted it to go from goofy Dunsparce to absolute unit. And, we didn't exactly get that. This Pokemon uses its hardtail to make its nest by burrowing burrowing holes into bedrock deep underground. The nest can reach lengths of over 6 miles. Into the box. This Pokemon, I kid you not, was just sitting here waiting for me. Absolute unit, like the 10-12 Grizzly. Exactly! Your Grizzly started out as a unit and then just became like Giga Unit. Just became Mecha Chadzilla. That's what I wanted my Dunsparce to be. And now I've got to wait for 8 other iterations of the Pokemon franchise before they even come around to maybe giving me something new. And you know what it's going to be when they do that? It's just going to be more units. It's just going to be the Dunsparce train at that point. And at that, frankly, when you make it to a higher extreme, after you've done it once, maybe it just will feel even more fitting. Well, this one looks to be in worse shape. Whoa, what happened? This place is a mess. Well, it looks like something went berserk in here. Yeah, like that other Koraidon that you both seem to think is somehow going to be happy-go-friendly with our Koraidon that is terrified of this location. Totally makes sense. Yeah, but what? Arvin, are you not listening, bro? Hello, children. Hello, Mommy Sada. I'm sorry? Why is everything in here all busted up? I'm sorry. Hello? Oh. Yep. Okay, we're getting into the avenue of where I thought this was going. All kinds of buggy audio. They're all recordings. Stop that. You're creeping us out. Yeah, let's be honest. This would be terrifying. We're deep in a cave system in an unknown location to help a professor that we're now finding out is speaking to us through pre-recorded messages that was probably set up through a very complex computer system, given that it identified us. That's why it used our student ID numbers. It had to pull our names from the registry. And now we have this. Initiating restart. Oh, Dodge, I'm not even... I'm not going to read that one out loud because the entire movie that your joke reference is built upon is an emotional roller coaster that terrifies me deeply. That makes me wonder how dark an R-rated Pokemon horror movie would be. Oh God, Richard, there was a, I don't remember if it was officially through the Pokemon YouTube thing, but there's a video on YouTube that you can look up. And I think it's a story of, is it Bonnet? I think it's a ghost story about like a father and his son moving out into the woods for whatever reason. And there's like an actual nightmare story with a Bonnet, I think it is. And there's another Pokeball in the center of this location, and I'm still confused as to why we have Pokeballs here. There was a Great Ball on the first one, and I didn't pay attention to the future ones. Anyways, and it was really, really good. It really drove like some of the scary aspects to it. And I can't remember what the Pokemon that saved the day was. I want to say it was Mimikyu, but I don't remember if it was Mimikyu because because it really was, or if I'm remembering it as Mimikyu because I really wanted it to be. But I would highly recommend checking out that little short video. It was very well done and very good. I just tried to connect my Switch to the Wi-Fi, and the settings aren't supported. I assume they're not supported because you're using Wi-Fi in your university. I hate past me. Did you set up your Wi-Fi? Like I said, I was assuming that this was something about your university Wi-Fi. I wonder if you check if your system's not updated. Maybe that's causing an issue. Otherwise, it could actually be your Wi-Fi security settings. The professor must be having some weird connection problems or something. Nimona, that is willfully naive now. Well, it definitely was weird at least. Almost like, I don't know. Arvin, why are you so emotionally traumatized? You and Mabestiff, now you and your mom, and I thought it was traumatic before. Now we're going deeper into this. Arvin, I want to give you a hug, man. If she meant it as a joke, it wasn't funny. I've still got goosebumps. I no longer feel I really want to be here. All locks disabled. Hello, can you hear me now? Please forgive my previous transmission. There seems to be some signal yeah, that's not what that was. What do you mean, Arvin? The locks have all been disabled at last. Please make your way now to the Zero Lab, which lies at the bottom of Area 0. My new assistant has intellect and technical skills to rival my own. A bit rigid at times, but I've got no serious complaints. Productivity has doubled. We even brought in a second Koraidon via the machine, though this one has proved aggressive. As I said earlier, Arvin, my guy... Looking at the damage, I have a feeling maybe some ferocious Pokemon battled here. Well, Nimona, if anyone would know anything about ferocious Pokemon battling, it would be you. I want this Pokeball! It's here, game, let me have it. Have you disabled the lock yet? It was a great ball earlier, and I don't remember what the other ones had, if they did have one at all. Have you disabled the lock yet? I'm all for leaving this place as soon as we can. I have a Jirachi named after my ex. It's because... Okay, it's... Oh, that would be the past you reference that I overlooked. Got it. Yeah. Decisions like that can seem well and good in the moment, and they can come back for the emotional slap back in the future. Totally understand. And as for your connection, probably, yeah, like I thought, the university Wi-Fi. They tend to like to be very much in control. And unfortunately, that oftentimes means issues with things that you might want to do that they wouldn't... I don't even know if they'd be, like, not in favor of it, but something that they can't control as openly. I know when I had to assist with some of the technical stuff at my place of employment, there is a whole battle around access granting and authority. I understand to a certain extent, but I almost think that for some people, a part of getting into computer networking might have possible draws to a person wanting to be a highly controlling nature. And that is purely a thought that comes from my dealings with people who are in that field. I could probably use a wired connection, but then I'd need to unplug my PC, and that doesn't sound like a lot of fun in my book. And even then, I don't even know if wiring in would inherently fix the issue. If it's a firewall issue, wiring in wouldn't inherently do it. If it's a compatibility issue, wiring in might. I actually have a wireless option on my home PC, just because I have the mentality, if at any point I can't do one, I can fall back on the other. And certainly, wired connections are preferred. At least for the beefy PC setup. God, I'm not sure I'm emotionally ready for this. I'm not ready to find out the possible gruesome fate of Mami Sada. I wanted to find the full-on proper professor, and the game is gonna look to hurt me with this. Have we finally reached the deepest part? Is that why she knows you can't come back from the past? Is that a part of it? We made it. Ready to see if those legends of treasure down here are for real? Nimona, look around you. Look at these crystals. Even if it's not like a big old pile of gold, this is pretty befitting of the concept of treasure. Yeah, right. That's just fluff that they write to fill in the textbooks. Rotototo. Hello, children. You've done well to make it here. The structure you see before you is the Zero Lab. That's where you are, right, Professor? But wait, why does it look like the whole place is being swallowed up by crystals? The crystals here in Area Zero possess a peculiar energy. This energy can alter the functions of living things and optimize the performance of machinery. It is the same energy that allows Pokemon to terrestrialize. So this entire building's been terrestrialized. Is that what you're saying? Don't be silly, Arvin. The professor implied something important about Terra Orbs just now. They're made from the crystals down here in Area Zero, aren't they? Indeed, though not many know it. Since you have disabled all 4 locks, the gate to the Zero Lab should now be open for you. But once you open the gate, you will quickly be confronted with the dangerous Pokemon inside. They will likely make a break for freedom. That sounds like a problem. With the 4 of you working together, you should be able to best them. Prepare yourselves well. Then open the gates. Well, you've got me and Ian here. Doesn't matter what we're up against, we'll be fine. Well then, that puts all my worries to rest. Arvin, I'm still questioning if your worries are put to rest. We have serious emotional trauma about to come into play here. I'm almost certain of it. Also, knowing that this is going to be Koraidon, I am leaving Richard out front. for the Ice Fang. However, if it is catchable, there is going to be decisions to be made, because I am not letting this thing go by uncaught. Koraidon shall be in the box. Well, alright. Hold it! Arven? Why? We're finally on the cusp of getting into the lab. Look, if it's true that a bunch of really dangerous Pokemon might come at us, then shouldn't we also have Koraidon help? Well, it seems to be implied that it's only one. Yeah, if Koraidon were like how we first saw it in Inlet Grotto, that'd be a huge help. And I want to see it battle. But it hasn't even wanted to let us ride it ever since we came down to Area Zero. I know, Penny, I have tried. Probably not to any betterment of its emotional state, but I've tried. Many times. And it can't enter its battle form in the first place. But it's really strong, I know it is. It ate all those Herba Mystica we found too. When it finally matters, I'm sure it'll fight. And Area Zero is where it used to live. If you bring it out, maybe it'll be able to find its family too, right? We're making a lot of, at this point, non-educated assumptions. Well, that's pretty sensible by your standards, Arven. Go on, Ian. Let Koraidon out. I'm gonna go with no. It'll be fine. Even if Koraidon can't fight, I'll protect it, okay? Again, I have grown to like my big lizard dog boy. I don't want to see him hurt. Come on, Ian. Now that we've got Koraidon ready, it's time to open that gate. Okay, that's pretty serious. Oh, and the other Koraidon isn't even in it. So there would be another dangerous Pokemon inside. At least if what the message was saying is true. The family reunion is happening. Whoa, no way. See, this is not boding well at all. Oh, come on, let me jump in there. No, something's not right. Clearly, let's get involved. Gotta protect my scaly boy. Oh, look at him! God, that breaks my heart! Just want to hug him. What's wrong? Are you bummed that your heartwarming family reunion got cut off so quickly? Nimona! Are you joking? There was nothing heartwarming about that. We were this close to getting caught up in a nasty brawl. Penny, I don't even think that was gonna be a brawl. Like, I love my Koraidon, but there was no fight there. Just look at Koraidon. Poor thing's terrified. I'm guessing that other one isn't exactly its pal. Yeah, it was giving off some real bad vibes. Not that you should worry a thing about any of that. Once we get you back into that battle form, I'm sure you'll be going toe-to-toe against that jerk. If you know, if you want. Sorry, guess that doesn't really help, huh? Do you really think that other Koraidon was one of the dangerous Pokemon the professor warned us to watch out for? I genuinely don't think so. The professor said there was a dangerous Pokemon inside the gate. That Koraidon came from outside the gate. What terrifies me is that Koraidon said, yo, there's a dangerous motherfucker in here, and just marched in there like, yo, let's go down. Hey, that's a thing. That's a thing that just happened. Yeah, but didn't the professor say the dangerous Pokemon would come out from inside? Yeah, all of them. Although we've already ran into several, so why are these ones any more dangerous? Frankly, we've already shown that running into some of these out in the wild isn't the biggest issue out there. Although the volume of them might be an issue. Yeah, it's pretty obvious they're not here to roll out a friendly welcome mat. There's no way we could have... Penny, calm down, I got this. And don't tell me they're all ancient Pokemon. We've got a little disaster on our hands here. Look, even he's ready to bail. And I guess it's my turn. I've been waiting. Alright, let's do this together. Absolutely. Definitely far more willing to tackle the gauntlet. Again, I'm more worried about Koraidon than I am about facing these things, especially if they're being nice enough to me to let this be a back-to-back gauntlet rather than some sort of all at once. Starting to feel my voice go. Gotta keep myself hydrated. Alright, so Nemona's lost one Pokemon. But I think Richard can stick through this for the long haul. The only things I've got to worry about are probably the ones that look like the plant mushroom Pokemon. What are they? Fungus or something like that? Of which we just swap into Ash. Wow, they're strong. Now this is a worthwhile challenge. Penny's just like, you smug bitch, do you realize how close we are? Look at her face, she's like, do you even realize how close we are to dying? Also, I realize I am swearing a lot, and recent news has come out about YouTube and their crushing of channels that swear. The original thought was that it was going to be if you swear early on. And I've actually referenced that a similar policy has existed before. However, I think as more information has come out, it is just if you swear in your video at all, you're going to be deranked in the algorithm. And as I've said before, I am one that will spit in the face of the YouTube system. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to hide what I'm about. When I started my channel, I was willing to do that stuff because it was actually told to me that edgy, shock content was how you grow. And this came from many larger channels that might have done that at one point in their growth career. And I think, if anything, when I jumped in, that might have actually been more of a crippling blow. And so at this point, fuck it, gloves are off. I'm not going to hide anything. So, YouTube, you want to punish people for their language? Fuck off. Now, back to the game, because I had a whole rant there that I wanted to get off of my chest. And Penny just looking at Nimona just with that absolute disdain for the scenario that they're in kind of made me think of that. I'm glad you're I'm glad you're on our side. But you're still really annoying when you say stuff like that. Why are they coming at me? Penny, you showed weakness. I'm sorry. You kind of asked for it. About to be cancelled. Dem, if they want to try to cancel me, they're free to try. I am beyond the point of caring for their bullshit. I have made that statement long before. I'm about to swear 69 times. Nice, Richard. Or to reinterpret that very statement, nice cock. Gotta go like 2 or 3 layers in past the initial translation, but you know, Google Translate and all that. The ancient past must have been terrifying. Oh, you starting to swell up? You feeling it? If those Pokemon get out, we're gonna have a gigantic mess on our hands. Again, have any of you ever seen Jurassic Park? We gotta go after him, Penny. Why me? Apparently because I'm here to hold the line? Hold on, Nimona. And why do I get the feeling you're enjoying all of this? Probably because I'm enjoying all of this and I can't falter. I hope the two of them can handle their part. But at least the crowd's been thinned out now. Guess it's up to us to deal with what's left. Let's go for this strong-looking one first. We're calling the Mischievous with the punk rock spike what is that? Not a throw. Mohawk. The spiked Mohawk. We're calling that intimidating. Looks more like some 17-year-old trying to get into a club that they shouldn't be in. Yeah, we'll hold off on the terastallizing and just waterfall it. And Mabastiff coming in here just like, you literally can't even hit me. And you have just wasted your one shot to do any damage. See? The power of friendship had us perfectly in sync, all thanks to our Titan hunting together. Arvin, you getting a real fairy tale on me right now? Still scared, huh? You worried you might have to face the other one of your kind? Well then, let me take on some of the burden. These stragglers should be nothing. Me and my Mabastiff here can take them. You guys ran into a lot of trouble the first time you were here, and I gotta say, again, shows a huge level of character development that knowing what happened before, knowing how traumatic it was, knowing how absolutely rocked and problematic you guys came out of it, but just to be like, yo, our friends are struggling, time to balls up, respect it. So Ian, you take your partner there and go take care of business. Got it, leaving it to you. Glad to see you've got some faith in us at last. Again, I don't think the game has it in it to hurt me with Mabastiff a second time. Oh, and look at him. He is all hyped for it. Koraidon, you really ruined my whole childhood, you know? But it's not like seeing you cowering and scared out of your wits makes me feel any better about it. You've got amazing power. if you just use it. And you've got us too, so... So don't you even think about losing to that jerk. Be brave. Stand up and fight. And if you can't have faith in yourself, then have faith in me, because I have faith in you. Get some Gurren Lagann quoting up in here. Sorry, game? What was that? Was I just like picked up by my backpack by God and dropped in here? Hold on. She's actually there. Mommy Sada! Oh no. Human presence detected within the Zero Lab. No. Don't do this. Oh god. Okay, she's blinking. I was gonna say the eyes wide open. Don't do this! Deactivating sleep mode. What? Hello, Ian. Thank you for coming. What? My... The fuck, game? No. Back to your ball. Shyamalan could not write... Look, Shyamalan has tried to write better plot twists. And from that, we end up with the Avatar movie. So I stand by what you said, Richard. That one is far less tractable and far more aggressive than the one you've traveled with. Your Koraidon fled Area Zero because it lost to the other one in a territorial struggle. I'm afraid that there is something for which I must apologize. I am not the true Professor No fucking joke! I am an artificial intelligence the Professor created, imbued with her memories and knowledge. In short, I am an AI-powered robot. No! The real Professor passed away during the incident that destroyed Research Station Number 4. Fuck! The Pokemon was not to be blamed. It was the original Professor who failed to accurately judge its full power. I believe the Professor wanted nothing more than for the Koraidon to survive and thrive. Arvin! That is why she threw herself in front of your Koraidon in an attempt to protect it. And she was all about the mommy protection. From the time I first reached out to Director Clavel and asked to be put in contact with you, I was never more than an AI. The reason I asked you to come to me is because I have one last thing to do here at the Zero Lab, and I desire your help. Robot, even more of a reason. In short, I wish for you to put a stop to the time machine the original professor created. Any questions can be addressed as we make our descent. Follow me. I was all excited, and then they immediately broke me. Mommy Sada never was. And our bro Arvin. Fuck you, Scarlet. That hurts. This elevator will take us down to the lower level. Step inside. I wanted to, but you know, robot! Oh, you meant the elevator. And again, is that just a Pokeball now? Is that a light or a Pokeball? It was a great ball the first time, so now I have questions. Ian, it is truly a great relief to me that you came. I will answer any questions you may have. Is there anything you wish to know? Is that a Pokeball in the center of this room? Is that a question? Was that a Pokeball? Was that a Great Ball in the center of the first room? Why is that not a question? I have questions that you aren't okay with answering. What happened to the people in the normal gym? Did they die? I have questions that you aren't answering, AI Sada. As I explained to you before, the original professor no longer exists. I refuse! During the destruction of the research station, her physical body received grievous injuries that left it unable to sustain life. Then where is the grave? I am afraid that this fact may be difficult for her son, Arvin, to accept. I now manage the Zero Lab in the original professor's place. Is there anything else you wish to ask? I know what AI is, but what's with the time machine? The time machine is a device that the original professor and I worked on together. It sends Pokeballs to a different point in the timeline to catch Pokemon there. So you're playing Pokemon Go through time. Obviously, you can't send Pokemon back there to battle. So you're legit just like, again, Pokemon Go through time. And it can then draw them back here to the present. When she was alive, Professor Sada had a great fascination with Pokemon from another age. What you might call ancient Pokemon. Even as we speak, the time machine continues to automatically draw ancient Pokemon to this time. Don't play Pokemon Go with a bot. It'll get you banned. Don't you know this? Is there anything else you wish to ask? I know about AI, but let's get to it because the game's not going to let me skip it. An AI is an artificial intelligence created by a human being. A computer draws on the original professor's knowledge and memories to calculate all of my thoughts and actions. The results of those calculations are expressed by this mechanical body, built to resemble the professor in every way. Boys, we might be back in business. Humanity does not, in fact, possess the knowledge to develop such a sophisticated AI at present. But the crystals that make up the Zero Lab have made such a thing possible here. They are also why I cannot leave this place. Okay, so no walks on the beach. Fair enough. Is there anything else you wish to ask? Hold on. I'm going back in time with my cell phone so I can catch a Hisuian Pokemon in Pokemon Go then. That's kind of the implication, I think, Richard. It's my thoughts so far. Again, this literally sounds like she's playing Pokemon Go, but like in the real, because it's Pokemon World, Pokemon are real, so you get to actually have Pokemon Go, but through time. That is I think the best summary for what she was doing. The original professor had a dream of a world in which ancient Pokemon might live alongside present-day Pokemon in harmony. People, culture yourself. Watch the Jurassic Park franchise. It's really good. Even the ones that aren't good are enjoyable. But these Pokemon's powers seem to stem from a primal energy of the ancient past. And this energy has proved too terrible. Their very existence brings destruction to the ecological balance of this modern age. The original professor would say that such destruction is a natural part of life. At present, the barrier around Area Zero is still working to keep the ancient Pokemon from escaping into the rest of Paldea. But we've begun to see Pokemon appear that can break this barrier, such as Great Tusk. Eventually, they will break free of this walled garden known as Area Zero and run rampant across all of Paldea. And when they do, the rich and varied ecosystem of Paldea will be trampled beneath their coming. I may have been created as a copy of the Professor, and yet I cannot seem to find the logic in allowing such a tragedy to occur. But any hope of preventing it would require overcoming the greatest AI that the original Professor ever devised. Ian? Look, game, don't come out and just be like, by the way, Ian, you aren't real. You're the greatest AI that the Professor ever made. Come here to help solve everything. Don't be dropping some dumb shit like that, because so far we actually have something pretty solid. You have become a formidable trainer. Now use that strength you have gained to destroy the dream Sada once cherished. No! I kinda don't want to. I like caveman brain. Caveman brain happy. Also, there's a philosophical stance to be made here that this evolution of the merging of timelines, who's to say it's not supposed to happen? Who's to say this exact thing wasn't ever meant to play out? If you're one to believe in the concept of fate, and you're giving me the choice, I could just say no, and the timeline will just be as this. And what happens will have happened as nature intended. What happens if I say no? This task cannot be done without your strength. Please, I beg you. We have reached the lowest level. You never answered my other questions! I had more! You said you would answer any question I had. I had 3 right out of the gate that were completely ignored. 2 were very similar. You could have answered them both at once. Behold. This is the time machine we perfected using the power of the terrestrial phenomenon. Again, I don't want to break this! Look at how beautiful that is! Holy shit, that's trippy. Holy sweet balls, that's crazy! Yeah, okay, I'm down for that. That's awesome! Mommy, begging you? I meant that to be the other way around. Look, Dem. Yeah, there's something you gotta know about me. I might be one for the terminology, for the affection. I don't beg. To stop the time machine, you will need to use the professor's ID, which has been embedded with the Scarlet Book. It was very like the professor to put the final key we would need in that book of all places. She loved that volume since childhood. If you place the Scarlet Book upon the pedestal here, you will be able to stop the time machine. There is just one issue. If you try to stop the machine, I will most likely attack you. So you're saying you'll get rough with me? Artificial being that I am, my own desires can be overridden by the system's programming. Once that happens, I'm afraid I will become no more than a battle machine. Again, caveman brain happy. Bound to defeat anyone identified as an obstacle by my code. My battling abilities are peerless. Again, caveman brain happy. They are built upon analysis of all the battles carried out by the various champions of the Paldea region. Having seen the bond between you and your Pokemon, however, I believe you can prevail. Once you have readied yourself for this fight, please place the Scarlet Book upon the pedestal. Again, I kind of don't want to. Can I just leave? Yo, I can just leave. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this game. We have hit the end game. That's it. Done. There is no more. We have solved the mysteries. We're gonna go see our boy Arvin. We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna tell him that his mom died. Real sorry, lots of loss, and we're gonna go home and take a nap. Again, okay, God grabbed me by the backpack again. And my friends left me. Lovely. Nah, I legit think this would be my canonical ending. But I've got to see the, I gotta go and see the end credits. Bro just said no to the final boss. Look, I have placed my thoughts out on the table. But, you know, bright side, RoboSada did say she'd get a little rough with us, so possible win? I know, silver lining. ID confirmed, Professor Sada. Initiating emergency shutdown. Please wait. Access denied. Shutdown command overridden. Reinitializing. Well, it's up to you now, Ian. AI Asada switching to sleep mode. Activating offense protocol. Please, defeat me. Okay, but that's cool as hell! At last. At last, my dream is within reach. And you're number 7. You're not getting in the way is what I think it was supposed to be, but I read that as number 7. She has killed 6 other children. Luckily, I'm built of sturdier material. So, if you've heard of, like, way back in the days of, like, Pokemon Red and Blue, there were rumors there were rumors that Professor Oak was supposed to be the final boss. I don't know who you think you are, But I'm not about to let anyone something because the text scrolls too fast. Anyways, there were rumors that Professor Oak was supposed to be the final boss. They literally rehashed that and went for Nightmare Fuel, a Nightmare Fuel version of it. And just said, yeah, you know what? We're gonna return to that idea. Now that our franchise is far more established as being child-friendly, we're gonna go from final boss challenge run just because we could to nightmare-fueled robot professor. And she said she would be getting rough with me. There was no talk of other Pokemon being involved. She'd get a little rough with us. Wait, why did she send out a report? Again, there was no mention of Pokemon before this. This is the power the ancient past holds. Splendid, isn't it? Look, I was willing to, like, not even use Pokemon. I fought God without using Pokemon, lady! Fluttermane is ghost-ish? So let's send Dem out to fight Fluttermane. I don't know, I'm getting a feeling Dem might want to get a good look at what's going on here. Think about how to word my statements. All of these are in Master Balls, by the way. That's legit kind of dope. Alright, no special effect on the, super effective on the crunch. Apparently Mommy Sada's not into biting. I'm getting a good look. I can't even speak. Oh, man, we're all down bad. Oh, shoot. Okay, who's coming out next? I didn't pay attention. Let's send out Lupin. At this point, I'm just having too much fun with the gag. Oh, that's right. The Scream Tail. If I had read it, I probably would have realized that. Ooh. Well, alright, we'll take that. Now this is interesting. Child, do you actually understand ancient Pokemon's weaknesses? I understand that Break Machine. I also understand that Break Machine. It landed a critical hit, hoping to be praised. I thought, for some reason, I thought that was the move that was always a critical, and it's not. So, never mind. Less funny. Sandy Shock? What? Okay, well, sand is ground, so keep Lupin out? Why does this sound like Sandy Socks? It's not a very... Oh, Sandy Shocks. Magnetic Sand. Got it. Okay, now I'm saying different choice. Although I gotta say, I do like the idea of the the magnetic sand, the iron sand. Really fun to mess with magnets. Again, something that I would suggest that you do through glass, though, because the second you get iron sand on your magnet, it ain't ever getting off. You're done. Who do you think you are just avoiding that attack? No! Eat Fire Fang! Or Fire Fang eat you! Oh, okay, so... It's not steel at all. I thought because it's like magnetic sand, it would still have the steel type. But I'm suspecting now it is just ground and Probably ground and steel. Or probably ground and electric, I mean. So, building off of that, Richard might be in a rough spot if it uses an electric move. But Waterfall could be pretty useful. Oh, and reducing the attack, probably not bad either. Yeah, the discharge is gonna hurt. Never mind! Richard is just dodging a fucking EMP! Explain that one to me, Richard. You just dodged an EMP inside of an enclosed space. Alright, Brute Bonnet. Well, Brute implies fighting type, so Ghost isn't going to be very good, but a part of me wants to just send out Houndstone. We'll see how he does. Or, well, how she does. I think Houndstone's female. God, she doesn't even throw the... Oh, that's what they were called. I didn't pay attention to that. She doesn't even throw the Pokeball. It just falls into play. Master Ball. I'm sorry. That's right. Mommy Sod is the only person to have ever gotten 6 Master Balls without hacking. Or, I suppose, trading across 6 different games. Easy. The explanation is that Magikarp is God, so Gyarados is the super god. It is the evolution of God. Again, getting all kinds of crazy philosophical. The evolution of God could be man. If you really want to twist with some logic. Everything is proceeding within my expectations. I'm afraid the probability of you winning is 0. Look, I told you, I am fairly confident in my ability to show you a good time. I'm giving you what you want. Does that count? I don't understand. AI relationships are very new to me. And I'm sure everybody else... Ooh, that hurt. Just as calculated, a critical hit to your Pokemon. It's time for you to give up, child. No! Although, Richard, you are looking a little rough here. Oh. No, let's swap over to Lupin. Let's get Lupin back into this. We started with Lupin, we'll end with Lupin. I gotta say, by the way, I like this design. The Roaring Moon. That's really cool looking. Okay, that hurt, but we still have potions. And I know that it's going to be seemingly... Oh, it's not rock type. It's just using rock moves. Either way, that was enough to take it out. Okay, but why did that happen, though? Again, you saying you have to be down here because of the crystals to function doesn't tell me that you need the time machine to literally function. Although you were malfunctioning before we got here. But still, you know, little... If your fighting me was built upon like a survival instinct kicking in, why not repair yourself? Again, you mentioned the crystals. Nothing was laid out before me that you needed the time machine to function. What is this? Again, if the time machine was necessary for this for you to function, then the crystals would no longer be allowed to form terrestrializations in the post game, and I know that isn't the case. So all of the crystal magicy mumbo jumbo stuff that's all about the nature sciencey bullshit, all that shit's still valid. Did you already beat all the baddies without me? Nimona, there's some very sensitive topics at play right now. Okay, out with it, you. Who are you really? Arven? The context of creator, creation, mother-child dynamics are very odd, so I would like to introduce you to your mother-sister? That don't sound right, but maybe? Thank you for everything. The time machine has finally... She has finally been stopped. The time machine was a girl too? How many robots does this game want me to put my dick in? I'm just gonna come out and say it now. No more innuendos. You're really not my mom, are you? Oh, look how big you've grown. So proud of you, my... Sorry you were alone so long, Arven. Again! Arven, the trauma here is terrifyingly real. Threat to time machine detected. What's going on here? Is another army of Pokemon? Nemona's just like, yo, we getting round two? It cannot be. Is this Koraidon? We still haven't faced Koraidon yet. An obstacle is preventing the time machine from performing as intended. Would that be the shutdown procedure? Activating Paradise Protection Protocol. What has been keeping the time machine running truly... Locking all Pokeballs except those registered to Sada's ID. You are not getting in my way. Oh! Oh, that's kind of cool, though. That was a cool way to go about it. Also, AI Sada, you're cheating. You're telling me I can't use any of my Pokemon. Alright, fine, whatever. But now you're rocking 7 Pokemon. You know this is cheating. Yeah, I know. Let me throw myself in there. I've got this. Again, some crazy electrical signal is jamming our Pokeballs. Even I can't get them. Look, I am ready to go in. Send me in, coach. Tag in. Okay, obvious. Yep. There we go. Swap in Koraidon. Come on, boy. Time to muscle up. Again, I'm sorry that I probably really threw the mic into wild, crazy town when I clapped like that. I tried to do it offside, but the microphone can be a little sensitive. As evident by me getting very, very loud. And starting to distort it in almost every stream. Alright, we're having a rematch for the territory. Again, I don't lose territory matches. I claim a space. It's my space. I was ready to go in myself. Yo, Orichalcum Pulse. That's kind of cool. The user transforms and crashes to the ground, causing a massive prehistoric explosion. The move's power is boosted more than usual if it's a super effective hit. Alright, flamethrowers, whatever. And then Terra Blast if we were able to terrestrialize, but we aren't. Can I... Hold on. Fighting, dragon terrestrializing. We have no dragon moves to build off of except Terra Blast if that happens. Can I check if we are better at physical or special damage? Alright, we are physical attackers, so Collision Course is going to be the way to go. Uses Taunt. Come at me, bro, and we are just getting the, that really doesn't do anything, but it's a great opening move for a final boss. I gotta give it to him. It changed into its battle form. Let's go, Koraidon. You got this. I guess we just keep collision coursing it. You will fall here within this garden paradise and achieve nothing in the end. Or, you know, Meteor Smash. Because nothing says the end to Pokemon Scarlet like getting to smash Mamisada like a meteor. Okay, I'm less proud about that one. That one didn't hit as well as I'd hoped. Alright. Fair enough, that's a great counter move. You get one or two more of those and suddenly I'm going to swap over to Flamethrower just because of the defense buff. You know this is cheating. I mean, the first time Ash battled Team Rocket, he said, paraphrasing, but the rules are you can only battle using one Pokemon, and then Hoenn added double battling. Yeah, but at no point has anybody walked around with more than 6 Pokemon that are actively battling. If you ever have more than 6 Pokemon, holy shit! It's because they're doing a job. I am reminded of the electric. You took that hit like a champ. You can do this. Okay, except full restore, please. But yeah, I'm reminded there was a, like, electrical grid Magnemite Rancher that was, like, running around with, like, 8 Pokemon. And then there was another trainer who was already known to be a scumbag, and so knowing that they're scummy enough to abandon a Charmander, I'm not going to rule out the fact that they're going to be cheaters and throw, you know, dozens of Pokemon at you in one go. But again, those are more specific situations. Now we can terrestrialize. I still have yet to see what terrestrialization looks like. Also, the dragon crown on Koraidon is fucking beautiful. very fitting. I like that a lot. Flipped it over on you. Okay, so we could end it with another terrestrializing move, which I'm sure it would be, like, thematically great and all. But again, I like Caveman Brain, and Caveman Brain like Crush. Mami Sada, wherever you are. Caveman Brain also like Smash. You defeated the Paradise Protection Protocol. Yay! Question? Big white screen. You did it! It's not going berserk anymore. That's because we've shown it who's boss. How very astounding. To think that you would manage to defy even the original professor's final protections. Are you back to normal? Arvin, she is literally becoming crystals! Yes, a completely unforeseen outcome, even for an AI possessing the most sophisticated technology ever conceived. Even on the brink of despair, you children did not give in, and instead proved your worthiness, showing the wisdom to think for yourselves, the courage to hold faith in your friends, and the fortitude to do what... I thought we were getting a Legend of Zelda reference there. I thought we were going to have some power reference following that. Wisdom, courage, power. God, that was a missed opportunity. No matter how difficult your own past may have been, paths, I think, I believe you will be capable of walking whatever paths you choose for yourselves now, with pride. And all it took was the death of Arvin's mother. Let's not just rule over that, Pokemon. You literally gave us a character and was just like, yeah, but they're dead all along. Made them an integral character to a person to one of the main cast. You killed off a mother! Just letting that one sink in there. Pokemon game taking the big dark turn. I remember back in the day where all of that stuff was kind of implied and swept under the rug and was just like, if you want to look for that, you can, but we're not going to come right out and tell you. Remember, the darkest thing they referenced was the fact that a war had taken place. And that was implied to have been done and over in the past. Thank you, Ian. I thank you. I thank all of you children. But I am afraid that the time machine cannot be put to a complete stop as long as I am here. Look, I told you, Meteor Smash, still on the table. It appears I myself am part of the system that ensures the machine reboots when stopped. What does that mean? Arvin, that means not only have we hit you with so much trauma up until now, here's the gun, kill your mother! She's not just gonna terrestrialize and fade into nothingness and we're gonna be sad and emotional about it. No! Here, take this knife and stab her in the gut. That's basically where this is going. I am sorry. Okay, the other alternative is she's gonna break free of her, self-survival instinct and just fall. And the game's gonna be like, oh, but she's a robot, it's all good. No, artificial intelligence that has been so far shown that it can have some degree of emotion, given the connection with Arvin when he showed up, and the implication that this is basically Mami Sada's brain inside of a robot. If it takes that path, we are legit putting suicide on the table. Where are you going with this? All options lead to very dark paths that do not befit the video game side of the franchise, if nothing else. I am... Frankly, I'm not against it, but this is definitely an odd an odd twist. You know, when I was watching you all on your adventures from down here, I felt a sense of jealousy. I envied you, your freedom, the way that you came together, working in league with your fellows, and caring for them. Disney moms are thick, Pokemon moms are dead. Oh, yeah. That seems to be where we're going. The way that you sought strength and to better yourself, throwing all you are into your battles. The way that you would face down even the greatest enemies to save that which you loved. The way that you never ceased to seek, nor to fight for a treasure all your own. Ah, and the way that you soared free through the very skies on those wings of yours. I wish that I, too, might be as free as you all, free to seek out that which I might treasure above all else, not bound. As long as I remain here, the time machine will not stop, for I am inextricably connected to it. So I've made a decision. I will use the time machine to journey to the world of the ancient past that I have dreamed of. Okay, so we're throwing everything out the window and just being like, hey, literally future tech, let's chuck it in the past. Again, do you know how many years it takes for that stuff to decay beyond usability and recognition? I'm not even sure that it would. You're gonna be buried in the bedrock, and then, you know, some future generation is gonna be like, hey, what's up with this literal fucking robot person that we're discovering tens of thousands of years possibly before anybody should even know what the hell's going on? Either we're gonna be like, yo, look, big heavy machine steel, let me use this to bludgeon things to death, or we're gonna be like, hey, we're kind of technically advanced enough to figure out some of what's going on here, and now we have robot wars. Are we going down the future path of the alternate past reality of genocide at the hands of robot overlords? Or are we going to be going down Mommy Sada suicide path? Figure yourself out, game. You can't just leave now, right when we finally reached you. I am not going only so that the time machine can be stopped. I also cannot deny my desire to see that ancient world for myself. Is this what it feels like to have your heart race with the thrill of adventure? Look, my heart's racing, but for very different reasons. This camera angle is doing things now. Arvin, I am sorry that I kept the truth from you for so long. I inherited all the thoughts and wishes of the professor, and so I understand better than any. Your mother truly loved... Stop making this hurt more! You can't just go and say things like that now. No, I suppose you're right. I am sorry. Arvin, Koraidon, Ian... It is a little sad, but I'm afraid this is goodbye. Farewell, my free adventurers. I bid you adieu. Okay, so we are going down alternate timeline, future robot wars. I am glad to see that the Pokemon Company is totally okay with the Skynet timeline. Okay, that was kind of anticlimactic, though, the close-up. The big laser beam, the zip out of reality into another timeline, and then just, boop, closed, we're done. How could you just go? Arvin, you okay, bud? Nimona, I can't even put into words how absolutely traumatic something like this would be. Arvin is going to need years of therapy. Not only that, I don't even fully know. I assume he is not of full adult working age. Is there like a trust fund he can feed off of for a while? Like, the man has just had his world ripped upside down. And now his mother has just caused Skynet in an alternate timeline. We are like we are one re-renditioning of the Scarlet and Violet era games away from the Terminator making an appearance in Violet. Arvin is going to be, I can't remember the target's name in the Terminator, but that's going to be Arvin. We're gonna have the Terminator coming through, shotgun wielding. We are gonna have a first-person shooter Pokemon game, and I was going down a path that I wasn't comfortable with, but now I am far more comfortable with. Because that sounds kind of dope. Yeah, somewhere deep down, I kind of already knew it. I knew that thing was fake, but when it said my name, using her voice, and wearing her face again, so much therapy! Even if it was fake, it felt real, you know? And so I just... Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. I guess Koraidon is sad too. I'm not surprised! This is... Yeah, it is a cool form, you're not wrong, Nimona. But again, this is... Why is Scarlet and Violet so emotionally bludgeoning? It is so outside of left field for the franchise. Even when they do it before, like, it's usually in a scene that is unfortunately short. This is playing out. If it tries to nudge at me for a belly rub while it's huge like this, I think I'm gonna die. Okay, Penny, I assume you mean emotionally die? We're done having, like, actual dying in this scenario, and I'm fairly certain Koraidon would be more than willing to roll over for the belly rubs. Hey now, let's not skip over the big win. A big win! Nimona! The trauma that is at play here! Like, I understand, like, 99.9% of what you got going on as a character. I get it. But this scene! Nimona! Not the time! Ian and Koraidon just saved all of Paldea. No! My canonical timeline was that I walked away and was just like, yo, this shit continues to happen, because there's arguably an understanding that the world just kind of has to adapt to the new change, and that the world is highly adaptable and things will happen. There will be changes. They will be massive. There will be huge ecological, what we might interpret as damage, but understandably, this is just the world adapting to a change that it had already set in place. I was okay with that. But instead, now we have created Skynet. We have killed off Mommy Sada. And I don't know the implications of the fact that some of these Pokemon are still here roaming around. They're here. They're not going anywhere. All that's going to happen is they're going to breed, come into the field anyways. You're not getting out of this. We solved nothing and just gained years of therapy and an untold amount of emotional pain. And you're just like, yo, but that cool form though. And I can't even fault you because it is. You know, Arvin, even though the professor's gone penny too soon, I bet she's finally having a real fun adventure of her own in the past. Yeah, that's where it ends. Yeah, sorry. What should we do now, Ian? Let's go home? What? What has this game done to me? I still don't know what happened at that gym. All of this started at that gym battle. That was the moment the game began ripping my heart out of my chest, because I think that was around the time that we finally got the, I think a little bit before that, we got the inner details of Mabastiff. And then the time that they started breaking my brain. And we just have the actual legit sad walk home. Listen up. Yeah, what is it? Let's take the long road home and get a little more fun. Sounds great. If we can load up on snacks first, I'm in. Hey, Ian, not you too. Oh, alright, fine. I guess we're doing this. This game is so questionable. I don't even think that's inherently wrong. Alright, so we are wrapping it up here. If this is your first time making it to the end of a game on one of my streams, I know that I tend to unfortunately not finish a lot of my games. I am terribly sorry about that. Anyways. What I usually do is I mute the game because copyrighted music can be an issue for streaming, and I let the credits play because I do believe that it is fair play to let the credits play out and let the credit go where credit should, and I think this game was freaking awesome. Big fan of what they did in this one. Ed Sheeran is singing this song. Yeah, I can kind of recognize the voice, so I'm trying to be a little bit more speaking over it because the algorithm tends to be okay with music playing if it's not the main focus of what's going on, because it's kind of hard to justify copywriting it. So, jumping into what I'm going to do, I'm going to mute the game, let the credits roll, but I want to hear from you guys in the chats. What was your thoughts on the game? Obviously, Dem is saying questionable, and I'm going to have to say kind of agree, but again, it was so much fun to play through, and I don't hate the turns that it took, but I do question them, as I portrayed in quite the end game rant. Also, brother, not a fan of Ed Sheeran. Fair enough. I like picking a random name halfway down the credits and saying, well done, him. Daisuke Banzui, that man. Thumbs up. Anyways, so, again, credit where credit is due. Let the credits roll. So, oh, the last thing I wanted to ask you guys. There we go, muted the game. Do you want to do the trades for the shiny of this game in this stream or before officially starting the Nuzlocke? Because I'm understanding that, Dem, right now you are unfortunately lacking access to internet options for your Switch, and I would like for you to have the option to get some of the shinies if you so want. Jocko, I missed the name Jocko, but sure, why not? Richard, probably my favorite Pokemon game personally. I On the story, I might have to agree. Definitely on the characters. These are some of the best characters they've had at the very least in a long time, possibly if ever? Question mark. We've had some really good characters in the past too. But anyways, to wrap it up and to finish with the thoughts, I was gonna ask your opinion on it, but I think I'm just gonna go with when I start the Nuzlocke run, I'm going to open that entire stream with Scarlet, and we will do the trade then, to where I give out all of the shinies. Frankly, if one person ends up with all three, that is the way the cards will have fallen. But I would much prefer to be able to give out one of the shinies to the regulars should they choose to stop in. My Switch is currently in my room anyways, so it's fine to do it another time. I'll have to make sure to put the game back in my Switch, though. If you could save one for me, I should be able to get a fix by next stream. Alright, Dem, absolutely, between probably my three most constant viewers would be you, Richard, and Ash. So if possible, I'd like to pawn them out that way. I was thinking of maybe doing it, whoever, whenever, whatever, but I kind of like the thought of that. So I think that's what we'll do. Either way, the three shinies are the only three that I have in the entire run, unfortunately, and that's how we're going to go about it. Now, as per usual, I am going to mute myself, let the game play out, and if there is more after the credits, I will unmute everything and go through that before I officially wrap up the stream. But right now, I have to go use the restroom. Alright, I did say I would be back if there was more after the game, and I did see when I got up that there was a thank you message and an end card of everyone. So I did catch that, but I had to get going. Calling students to the director's office. Master Ian, Miss Nimona, Master Arvin, and Miss Penny. Director Clavel would like to see you in his office. Alright, sounds like Clive's calling us. There we go. Ah, looks like the hero is finally here. Would you join us, Master Ian? I guess I kind of have to. We're in for an earful, aren't we? Well, guess we'll find out soon enough. No need for concern, you two. I'm not angry in the slightest. I merely called you all here to discuss your fine achievements in this year's treasure hunt. Sorry about that. You shut down the professor's time machine, and thus prevented the ancient Pokemon from running rampant across Paldea. Again, Clavel, I don't think that happens. Legitimately, these Pokemon are in that crater. They are thriving in that crater. We ran into several. You seem to think they're not going to procreate, grow, and expand their numbers, and in doing so create stress on that environment, knowing that they can break out, as some have already, and expand into the real world. You think they're just going to stay in there. That's not what happens. They're here. They're here to stay. There's only like one alternative, and that is going through and absolute executing every single thing you come across that is not known to be of this timeline. And I have to ask you, legitimately, do you think you know everything there is to know about the ecosystem you're facing? What was there before? What if there was a Pokemon that did exist, that was vital to the ecosystem that we have come to know and love, that we just didn't know about at the time because it's intentionally few in numbers? If in your hunt to execute every single one of these ancient Pokemon, which is the only way you will prevent the devastation that you think you're preventing, do you think that you would be absolutely certain that you're making the correct call and you wouldn't be doing the same devastation that you're trying to prevent? This is why I returned to my idea of just saying, this has happened. What we should focus on now is how to safely incorporate the changes, how to minimize the damage, because you cannot stop it. Adapt or die. Getting a little real here at the end in the post-game. Your actions were truly outstanding in every regard, and I couldn't be prouder of you all. Though, your decision to enter a strictly off-limits area was admittedly regrettable. Okay, I admit it. I'm only here for Ian versus Child's game logic. Look, it's very low-hanging fruit, and it lets me feel smarter than I am. It makes my normally small brain feel like big giga brain. Well, you've got us there. However, since this was necessary to protect Paldea and its precious ecosystems, I'm willing to overlook that particular point. Clavel, I have gone down this road like 2 or 3 times now. So we're not getting raked over the coals after all. Oh, before I forget, Master Ian, there was something I would like you to have. Each of your friends have received one already, so this one is for you. I mean, that's cool and all. But we probably could have used this a little earlier. Just putting that out there. Oh, and about the Hall of Fame badge I gave you a short while ago. That gift is one we bestow only upon students who achieve truly remarkable feats. I expect you to honor what that badge represents by striving to always serve as a model for your fellow students. You can count on me! Splendid. Such I almost said such euthanation. Such enthusiasm will surely take you far in life. Oh wow. And, Master Arvin, I was so sorry to hear about the professor. You have my deepest condolences. Clavel, I understand the whole condolences thing, but how about, like, a number to a very skilled therapist? Well, yeah, it was pretty rough when I found out my mom had died. But weirdly enough, my head actually feels clear now. For the first time in ages. Arvin, this could also be an additional stage of grief. Just saying, the stages of grief don't necessarily have to always follow a set path. This is actually something very similar to my brother when our father died. He hit a weird state of being okay with everything, and he held that for several weeks, even after the funeral. And shortly after, there was actually a period where he went through some of the other stages of grief, anger, frustration, sadness, and so on. And I'm just saying, there is nothing that tells me that could not be exactly what Arvin's going through right now. In the Great Crater, I got to learn a bit about my mom's research and what she was trying to achieve down there. I guess if you're building something as mind-blowing as a time machine, that takes priority over showering your son with attention, huh? And again, we are still not done with the mommy issues. You have trauma upon trauma. The first era of trauma, the parental issues, that's normal shit. Everybody's got that. To some degree, everyone's going to put up with some aspect of it. But you followed it up with, by the way, she died because super tool. And then she unleashed a problem, and then our solution isn't actually a solution, and now she's gone, the AI is gone, the machine is gone, and the problems are still here. What do you do for this boy? All I know is I'm done feeling like some lost little kid. Done. Time to say goodbye and move on. Again, far too rigid of a response this early on after shit has happened. I can't help but question the stability of his mental fortitude right now. I'm going to enjoy every last day till graduation with my buds here. And Mabostiff, of course. Well said, Master Arvin. You truly are your mother's son. And how did that work out for her? How did that work out for her achievements? Clavel, are you not seeing this? Of course, I must remind you that you've nowhere near enough credits to graduate. You'll need to study frantically to catch up. But I have every expectation of your success. What? Oh, come on. And let us not forget the other good news. Our academy has a new champion. Though we sadly cannot make your violent... I said violent? You know what? They were violent deeds, sure. We cannot make your valiant deeds in the Great Crater known to the public. Your new champion rank, at least, should be celebrated throughout the whole school. Oh, I know how we should celebrate. We should hold a Pokemon battle contest. Could we not? Ah, that's classic Nimona. A Pokemon battle contest, you say? Well, your own vested interests in such a venture are more than apparent, Miss Nimona. I think it's a fine idea. But please, Understand that a large-scale event will be quite beyond us. We've many other school activities to keep an eye on, after all. Pardon my intrusion, I couldn't help it over here. The Pokemon League will, of course, happily lend a hand in organizing this contest. La Primera? Well, well, a most kind offer, Chairwoman Gita. I do everything in my power to nurture young, up-and-coming talent. Though that's not to say only the youth have promise when it comes to Pokemon battles. A former gym leader, the developer of the Pokedex app. This academy clearly counts on many skilled trainers of Pokemon among its staff. As such, my suggestion is as follows. Students and staff should compete for the title of strongest trainer at the academy. Whoa, we get to battle the teachers? You'd compete too, right, Primera? Is that even allowed? The chairwoman's not part of the academy, right? Actually, I think she's the chairwoman of the school board as well as the Pokemon League? Wait, for real? I knew she was on another level, but wow. Thank you for the invitation, Champion Nimona. I would gladly take up your kind offer to compete alongside you all. But I'm afraid my schedule is already packed tight with work that I simply must attend to. Oh, can't you free up some time somehow? Well, I suppose I might be able to participate if Champion Ian would agree to lend me a hand with my work. Sure, where should I begin? Excellent answer. Much obliged, Champion Ian. To get straight to it, I would like you to go out and inspect Paldea's various gyms in my stead. Are they fulfilling their duties as beacons of strength and inspiration for all those aiming to achieve champion rank? Or has their brilliance started to fade? To find this out, I ask that you bring your full might as champion to bear against each of the gym leaders and test their prowess in battle. They are all trainers of exceptional talent, handpicked by me personally. I do not expect you'll find any cracks in their armor, but, well, consider it a formality. This will also provide the perfect stage for you for your first appearance as a new champion. Since all the gym leaders will be expecting me to carry out my inspection. Sorry, my voice is starting to crack. I expect they'll have mustered their full strength. I dare say they might be more of a challenge than when you first faced them before. Oh, you get to have an all-out battle with the gym leaders? Man, I'm jealous! Now then, on to another crucial matter. I'd like to discuss with Penny here how to patch the weaknesses in our league point system. But there's a bunch of... Oh, Penny, very relatable. But there's a bunch of anime I've missed that I was gonna binge. I had a whole weekend planned. Thank you in advance for your willing and eager cooperation. Just strong-arming Penny. I mean, I'll do it. I'll help. Let me help. I want to help. I would be so gracious for the opportunity to help. Excellent. We'll leave you all to it then. Come now, Penny. Oh, this is awesome, Ian. Show this inspection thing who's boss, so that La Primera can join our tournament, okay? And enjoy taking another swing at the gym gauntlet while you're at it. I'll take care of filling out the forms and the other administrative stuff, so the ball gets rolling on the tournament in the meantime. Well, I say, it's wonderful to see you all showing such initiative. You each have a critical role to play. Penny assisting the league, our new champion inspecting gyms, and Nimona arranging the event. Give it your best, everyone. Well, guess my role is obvious. Goes without saying. He is going to be the food guy for all the events. Alright, So, there is clearly a bit of post-game content that I can go and enjoy on my own, but that is certainly, I think, the extent of running the entire Pokemon Scarlet game through to the extent of the stream. And I've got to say, that was really enjoyable. And I hope I get to make it through all of it in the Nuzlocke run, but Nuzlockes can be very unforgiving. So we'll see if I'll be able to manage. However, this is the end of this stream. We'll see when I can manage to squeeze out the start of the Nuzlocke run. Again, a very open world map similar to the issues we ran into in what was it? Legends Arceus. So we'll have to play it by ear a little bit, but I think we managed to balance the challenge fairly well in the Legends Arceus run. So we'll probably, again, play it by ear for the next one. Anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. I hope you had a good one here today, and hope you have a good week.